Alright, I'm recording this while I'm very much in a rush because I'm actually recording this and I have to leave in about 45 minutes. So whether or not this video comes out, on time and I actually make the daily upload completely depends on whether or not I'm able to make a video in like 30 minutes, which I think I can. So today I'm playing traditional Logbait because this is a deck I don't normally touch because normally I'm playing some variation of Mighty Miner Logbait. But today I thought, hey, why not do traditional Logbait because it's the only other deck I have that isn't a miner deck that I have at full level 15 cards that I can play without being terrible. And also I'm a bait main, so I'm naturally just, better with this stuff. So I decided to play bait. So yeah, we're playing bait. Now, this is actually not my best version of bait either. I'm actually probably pretty bad with this version of bait because I don't think I've touched traditional log bait since before champions existed, because ever since Mighty Miner came out, he has been my just default. I don't even like running traditional bait with Evo Knight, mostly because I don't have Evo Knight. I actually just don't have it. Along with that, I also don't have Evo Goblin Barrel, but honestly, I don't think Evo Goblin Barrel is very good unless you're using a deck that already specializes in split lane pressure, like Hyperbait, which a lot of people have been using pretty recently. That was such a bad firecracker from him, but I was actually looking up at my audio graphs, so I didn't notice in time, so I couldn't react. Now I'm just gonna do this. He can't get much value with that, and he didn't even play it right. He didn't even play it right, so I had nothing to worry about. Now, more than likely, he has a small spell here. I could actually rocket that. So I'm actually going to rocket that. Really not the best play here, but it does, it just kind of destroys it. Like, I didn't have any reason to do it, but I didn't exactly have a reason not to do it, because he didn't really have much over me that could say, hey, you can't do this. I didn't have my knight, so normally I would have just countered that with a knight, but I didn't do that here because why is he earthquaking that on the left lane? He doesn't have any damage on the left lane. He basically just gave me 3 free elixir. This guy's pretty bad. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm actually pretty energetic right now based on how fast I'm talking, and that's really just because I'm in a rush, so there's just a little bit of adrenaline going on in my brain right now while I'm trying to play this game. But also I'm playing Logbait, so at least I'm having fun. Okay, he is definitely back to his guys, so let me try doing this. Hopefully he does not take all that out. I'm gonna Goblin Gang on the right side here. Hopefully get some more damage on that. That's a nice little counter push there. He'll have to do something about that. I'm gonna Goblin Barrel at the same time. I know I'm playing at 0, which normally isn't a great idea, but he doesn't have a whole lot that he can do about that, so I'm guaranteed at least a little bit of damage. Not much because he has Evo Valkyrie, but it's more than 0, so I'm happy with it. Alright, and that is overall very good for us. Pull onto the right side with my knight. Boom, he basically gets no damage except for that. My princess is still alive. He's going to have to overspend on that. And then as soon as he can, I got a second princess coming straight down. Okay, let's hope this goes well. Okay, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I'm just going to do this. It kills the spear goblins. Do this. Kills this. Those are all going to kill all that. I don't know why he earthquaked my princess. That's not a very good play. Now, this actually isn't a very good matchup, so it kind of sucks here that I have to deal with this, but it's fine. In case he... Ooh, I was expecting spear goblins or something. Oh, he missed one of the goblins. That's big. Never mind. It only got 1 hit anyway. He's definitely going to hogs behind this. Oh, never mind. He's going to firecracker there. And this should be decent damage for me. He shouldn't really get much at all here. Yep, I can just put this down. That's going to take it out because, my Goblin Gang is only level 14, and we're at the point where level 14 is starting to become under-leveled in Clash Royale, which is crazy because level 14 used to be the maximum, kind of like when level 12 and all that, like when the game was new and people would have like level 7 champions, and that was pretty much, or not champions, but legendaries because they were so rare. Now, because my Goblin Gang is under-leveled, it loses to a Earthquake, but along with that, this just isn't a very good matchup as a whole. He kind of just has a lot of stuff that counters me, which really does suck, because I'm kind of screwed here. So I'm just going to have to hope. Why didn't he Barbarian Barrel that? I don't even know. That's just such a confusing play, but mid-ladder players are just, they're usually very confusing. And I say that like I'm not a mid-ladder player because I am very far out of my prime. He says good game, there's not really anything I can do about this. Absolutely obscenely terrible matchup unless I can just get something all in here before he can cycle to an Earthquake, but absolutely not. He has Valkyrie, that's going to stop anything at the bridge, and I lose. And we're going against Lobster Cone now. No idea what that name is unless he's referring to the lobster flavored ice cream, if any of you guys have ever had that. I actually really don't like traditional bait that much. I think I never even played traditional bait very much because the only time in which I played anything similar to traditional bait was before Champions came out. And I know I said this earlier, but I also never played traditional bait because I always preferred Valkyrie over Knight. So I've actually just basically never used this deck ever in the entire history of Clash Royale that I've been playing, which was since the game came out, even if I did take a, I don't know, 6, maybe 7-year break or something like that. That was an absolutely terrible princess from him. Ooh, well, I'm going to have to... Actually, that's going to give me this. That's going to give me this. I keep both alive. I log that. Save my princess just in case. And his furnace doesn't get any value here. He's forced to do that. I do this. And let's see what he goes for here. I don't think he has any elixir. I don't think he has the elixir to respond to that. He really doesn't. Yep. As I predicted. See, Logbait is a deck that I can passively think with while talking a lot. I'm talking more in this video than any video I've ever made, and I'm still having, like, better thinking skills than I did in those videos. I say that and then I make a really bad play because that actually wasn't opportune. Actually, it wasn't that half bad because he didn't really have a lot of tools to deal with it, and he had to cannon on an Ice Spirit, which is absolutely ludicrous, but it's fine. Now, he's definitely going to arrows this princess, but I really don't mind him arrowsing the princess, because if he arrows the princess, that just gives me, you know, damage and value, and also he doesn't really get tower damage value because it's on the left side where he is actually not leading right now. So as long as I can force him to use a spell of some sort, then I think we're good here. So what I'm going to do is this, because he can't get both. He definitely can't get both. He won't be able to react to both. Okay, yeah, he can't. But what I can do is I can try and keep her alive. Yep, like that. Oh, no, that's going to hit. That's going to connect on the... No, come on, man. That's so sad. Oh, but then he does that. What was that? Arrows. That was absolutely atrocious from him. But it's completely fine because I have no elixir, so I can't do anything. I didn't mean to put that in the front. That's going to get countered. Yeah. Okay. Actually, putting it in the front was surprisingly better because of how he chose to respond to it, which is surprising because I didn't know he had Valkyrie. I just assumed he had Golden Knight because he hasn't used the Valkyrie once at this point, and I was thinking that Golden Knight was taking the mini-tank spot of this deck that he's using, but apparently not because he's also just using bullshit. Terrible Golden Knight ability. Evo Furnace is still really good, but honestly I don't think it's going to be much, if at all, a problem here. Absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible time to use that. Evo Valkyrie's going to carry him with that. Okay, there we go. Let's try and do this. What is that play? Wait, what is... does he think it's going to target onto my princess? I don't get what the play was here. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't understand why he would do that. That was absolutely awful. Let's do this, and let's pull back with you. Ability, yep, I knew he would. Just like I knew he would, because this is a predictable man with a little tiny brain that's not going to be able to beat me because his brain is tiny and he is not very smart, and yeah. Small brain can't win because I'm better in every conceivable way. So I will be, in fact, beating this guy. Quite effortlessly, I will say. Now you may think, oh, well, you've taken damage. How is that effortless if you didn't flawless him? Well, you see, flawlessing someone doesn't determine the effort, because if I were, you know, putting in maximum effort, I still wouldn't flawless him, because sometimes you just gotta take damage to deal damage. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, which is exactly why he just loses to that princess. And GG, I'm just gonna rock it even though I could log. It really does not matter. Great game. Alright, I'm at 10,900 trophies exactly, and back to what I was saying, damage taken doesn't necessarily equate effort. As you can see, like, beatdown players can input maximum effort, but maximum effort for a... Oh my god, of course, as soon as I say beatdown players, it's Golem, and I bet you he has lightning too. Now, I'm not going to Goblin Barrel here. I know it's probably a good idea sometimes, but it really depends on which version of Golem he's running, and depending on the version of Golem he's running, I really don't want to be on the other side of that, down 3 elixir, even if it is... Okay, so... Oh man, I can't even... I'm gonna Goblin Gang down here, I'm gonna Princess here. I'm gonna see if I can... Okay, isolating that healer is the main thing here. Isolating that healer really is the main thing here, because as long... Oh my god, and she's refusing to die. She is absolutely refusing to die. Her life means so much to her, and I really wish it didn't because I hate her so bad. I hate the battle healer. Now, I actually don't hate the battle healer, but in every video it's kind of become a trend for me to point out one card that I hate, and if I had to choose one, it would realistically be the Evo Lightning Dragon? God, I forgot the name of that card for a second. The Lightning Dragon would definitely be the card I hate the most here. But the thing is that, while they're both used in very annoying decks, I feel like the decks Battle Healer is used in are like a certain level of annoying that I really don't want to deal with. Like, Golem is not fun to go against most of the time, because a lot of it just comes down to cycling really fast, or just losing after they sacrifice a tower, and I just gotta hope that he defends this. Okay, no, he's gonna pump. See, very bad, very, very bad. I have to rocket this pump, because I can't let him beat up more elixir, and since I have a princess, it gives him a reason to play something onto this princess. Now, I shouldn't have defended that. That was actually a really dumb play from me, because now if he golems, I'm going to be down a lot. Luckily, this guy is not very smart and didn't just save and ignore that knight, as he should have, so I'm actually going to Goblin Gang this. I know it might seem a little bit dumb giving him more elixir, but it really does not matter because we're entering double elixir, as you can see, so I actually have every reason to go in here, because once we're in double elixir, he can't punish nearly as hard, and I can cycle fast, and I can get big defenses through. And he's going for that. That was just a terrible play as a whole. He's going to be down more elixir for that. I'm not going to pressure the left lane with a Goblin Gang, but I'm actually I'm going to Goblin Barrel here, because he has to play behind that, and now I'm just going to rocket both of those. I'm not sure if healer dies to a rocket. Yeah, I didn't think so. But it's fine. It's actually completely fine, because I can just do this, and that's my least favorite evolution to go against in the game, because it's just a really, really annoying card, and I might lose my tower here just because of those rage little guys on the right side there. Okay, yeah, I might be losing here. Can I please get this down? If I can get that down, that's big. Okay, that's huge. That might have just saved my tower, single-handedly. Now, all I need to do is pressure really hard. Oh my god, he lost. He lost from that. That's actually a loss. He does not beat me now. There's no way. There's literally no way he comes back from this. Oh my god, and that's how you play against Golem. Alright, well that's all I can manage as far as time goes for today. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I love every single last one of you, and goodbye.